Hello, everyone. We will begin in another minute. Okay. So I'd like to welcome everyone to today's masterclass. It is actually the concluding festive masterclass that we've begun in the month of July. We'd like to welcome all of you. My name is Anushka, and I'll be your host for today's festive masterclass. The topic for today's session is Supercharge Your Festive Marketing. ShareChat and Merge's Festive Feeling Report 2023 unveiled. So we have a very exciting report that we had launched last week, and we plan to give you all a highlight on what the report entails, and what does India spend its money on over the festive season. We'd also like to help you with an extensive festive season checklist, that will help you prepare better for the season ahead. Joining us today, we have industry experts Gaurav Jain, Head of Emerging Business at ShareChat and Moj, along with Amitek Sinha, co-founder ET Media Labs. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you, Amitek. Thank you. Before we go ahead, I'd just like you to all know that we have our ShareChat and Moj quiz this time around. So please stay tuned till the end of it so that you guys can participate and stand a chance to win exciting prizes. Without any further ado, I would like to call upon Gaurav to take the session further. And Gaurav, over to you.
Thank you, Anushka. Folks, a very warm welcome to ShareChat Masterclass. This one is very special for us. This is not only our concluding masterclass for the year, but it is very, very close to our heart, because in this, we share what we call as the Festive Feeling Report. And as many of you would already know, more than 350 million people, 35 crore people come to ShareChat and Moj every month. And basis the content, basis the chatter, basis what they consume, we get a lot of insights, and especially during festive, right? What is it that people are excited about? What is keeping them going? What is it that they're planning to purchase? So for the first 7 to 10 minutes, I will take you through some of the highlights of this report. Of course, you should feel free to download a full version of it. I think it's about 16 to 18 pages from our website. So for the first 7 to 10 minutes, I will cover the highlights of this report. And post that, we have Amitek, who is an industry veteran and a thought leader, and we'll ask him to share his thoughts on something which is very specific, very festive, right? Okay, so let's begin. Of course, every such presentation starts with the introduction of not only the person, but the platform. So we are very proud to say that we are a company which is built in India, which is built for India. Today, ShareChat and Moj have been there in existence for 8 years for ShareChat and about 3 years for Moj. And we are very, very proud to say that we are today India's third largest media network. ShareChat attracts more than 180 million or 18 crore people every month, and Moj about 160 million, 16 crore people every month, which actually makes us by far the largest short form video vernacular destination in the country. There is no one else like us, and we are very proud. We are very humble to build this company for our users in India. And the intent is now, can we take it to our advertisers who can maximize it for their own use? Here is ShareChat for you. Like I said, 18 crore people spending more than half an hour every day on the app. What is very interesting is about 46,000 shares from ShareChat happen every minute. Now, if you were to do any sort of broad maths, this number turns out to be crazy, right? And this is how much people love the content they see on our platform. And in fact, they love it so much that they are willing to go ahead and share it with their friends, family, known tos, etc., right? Which is a very big one for us. One thing I will cover later is how we are now giving ability for advertisers to monetize these WhatsApp shares, but more on that later. Moving to Moj. Moj is, like I said, India's by far largest short form video app. boasting of more than 16 crore users. The time spent on the app is just growing, by leaps and bounds. Today it is 34 minutes. Maybe if we meet 6 months later, this number would be north of 40 minutes. You'll be surprised to know that despite spending no money on marketing for the past 1 year, our numbers on Moj, our engagement on Moj hasn't dropped. In fact, has only increased. Now that tells you the power of our recommendation engine, our AI-powered engines, and importantly, as marketeers, you should know that how you should leverage this engaged audience for your business results. Today, we have tie-ups with more than 700,000 creators on Moj. And by the way, these creators also make money, which means that they're here for the long run. They're here to continuously engage with their audience. And you as brand marketeers, you as business folks joining this call today, should now know how can you leverage these creators to, drive business results for yourself. Moving on, let's delve into what do these 180 million ShareChat audience looks like, right? If you look at it, okay, let's move to festive report. I'll cover some of the highlights. Like I said, you should definitely go to our website and download this report, but I'll cover some of these key findings, right? Number one, of course, not a surprise, I'm sure, to anyone here. Clothing remains one of the top categories for Indians to shop this festive season. And all of us can relate to this, right? Whenever there is a festival or a family get-together coming up, clothing is top of the mind, followed by home improvement. And of course, mobile phones remains a big category. Vehicle purchase becomes a big one in India, right? Especially during Diwali, people are, willing to shell out money to get their favorite vehicle, be it a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler. Out of the new vehicle buyers, our report tells us that about 25% are considering switching to electric vehicles. Again, that's a very positive sign for us as a society. We are moving towards hopefully a sustainable future. And this is what our report also indicates. We also feel that about 33% of India is planning to buy a mobile phone this festive. Smartphones are by far the fastest and the largest growing category on e-commerce in India, right? And it has been very strong story for a few years. This trend continues this festive. And we believe that a lot of people, a lot of Indians plan to upgrade or replace their phones this festive. So here's this barcode, for those of you, really interested, you could scan this. This will take you to the report site and you can download it. I strongly recommend you do that. It is about a half an hour read, but it is sure to give you some insights on, how do you leverage platforms like ShareChat and Moj for best business results, and also to know generally what is happening in the country, right? So do look into this. Okay, moving on. Like we said, we have an industry veteran, an industry thought leader, Amitek. He's the co-founder and CEO of ET Media Labs, one of the most respected digital marketing agencies in the country today. They've made a strong name for themselves, and we requested Amitek to share his views on what does he feel is happening in India from a consumption point of view. So welcome, Amitek. What I'll do is, why don't you, sort of give your introduction and then we'll start the chat.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Gaurav. I think these insights are really important for us to understand. Some of the insights are still being maintained from the last couple of years, and some of them are new. And here, I'm quickly introducing myself. I'm working with this company, I think, for the last 11 years. So I have started my journey as a digital marketing manager only. And now I'm leading a team of around 150 people, training them, working with a lot of clients. I personally have actually worked with 300 plus clients in the different sectors. Fashion and consumer brands becomes the most majority ones actually, along with the service industry, educations, and all these ones. And yes, I think we have in the last 10 years, we have seen a lot of shifts in the digital marketing ecosystem. And yeah, happy to share my insights on like how you can actually plan the upcoming festivals. I think festival has already started, but yeah, how you can actually go safely in this in this current month and in the next 1 to 2 months actually, which can help you grow your business. So yeah, happy to add my insights.
And that is some inspiration for a lot of us, right? Starting journey 11 years back as a digital marketeer and going on to leading such a large team with such a big impact. I think there is a lot to learn on the diversity of advertisers also you work with. 300 is a very, very big number. So thank you for taking our time coming to this panel.
But
I'll ask my first sort of thought starter, Amitek, right? What do you think is India's expenditure story today? In your opinion, when you're talking to brands, what is it that they are hearing from their own consumer reports? What, in your experience, has changed since the past few years? What do you think is sort of the financial vibrance during this 50-day long festive?
like Gaurav, you mentioned, I think in the earlier slides, one is we are following the trend that in this festival time, clothing category is going, like apparel category is going to be the dominant one. Like people are actually going to spend majority, like more than 37% is going to spend on clothing, followed by, let's say it's mobile phones, and then home improvement or home decor sections. Two-wheelers, you mentioned about electric bikes are becoming very important and in trend now. Along with these things, I would like to share a couple of insights from what I have understood from the clients and also what we have researched ourselves. One is that how is the consumer behavior changing in the last, I will say, in the last 6 years? Okay, I'll divide it into three phases for simplicity. One is pre-COVID. I'm just keep putting this name for the sake only. I don't want to highlight the COVID phase again. I'm sure it's has been a very scary situation for all of us. But if we talk about the pre-COVID times, I think offline was dominating. Offline, people used to buy things offline, while online shopping was taking shape that time. It was not dominating, but it was taking shape. It was increasing. Okay. But then there comes the second phase, which is the COVID time and the post-COVID time. Okay, when we all know there came a wave of online shopping. Everything became online. Many brands who were not at all present online, they also started their websites, launched their apps, and all those things started to happen. So it was a complete online dominant phase. Now, after that, offline has started to recover, is going to the original phase. And this at this point of time, 2023, we are actually seeing it's going to be a physical phase. Which and why I'm calling a physical phase, because physical is like offline and digital is like online. So it's a combination of online and offline, which is very much dominant at this point of time. People are not completely online and not completely offline. Okay, like more than 50%, close to 54%, as per the InMobi reports, also says that they believe more in the hybrid kind of shopping and not just the online shopping, while 40% plus users still believe that online shopping is the preferred one for them. Okay, so for marketers, it becomes very important and very important thing for them is to track their journey offline as well as online, and to build the attribution modeling. As a company, we have also built a attribution modeling where we can give the right credits to the different journey points to the consumers. Okay, so this is one insight. Second insight is that we have seen that the searches around professional painting services. Okay, people used to get their houses painted, but they were not very keen on perfection or all those things. Distemper karaya ho gaya. But this time they are actually very keen on professional painting services, and we have seen there's a huge jump in the searches around painting services, online painting services. And we have seen brands like, let's say, Urban Company is there, Berger Paint is there, Nerlac is there, Aditya Birla also launched their painting services category. Okay, so this, and in the next 5 years, it is expected that 5 to 6x jump in the demand will be there in this industry. Okay, and the third thing is is the health consciousness. Okay, while Diwali approaches, we used to buy chocolates, sweets, and all those things. But now people are health conscious. They are actually looking for low calorie products, sugar free sweets, no maida, zero maida, kind of things. Okay, so these things are in the trend. And the fourth, I have the entire list, but I'll just conclude it here. And the most important thing is that people are, you like in India, like consumers are very price sensitive. They prefer price, but I think in the last couple of years, one thing that has changed is that they believe that quality matters too, and they are okay to pay 20 to 30% higher price if they are getting better quality products. So this is something that becomes a changing behavior of the consumers in India at this point of time, in my opinion.
Very interesting, Amitek. I think this sort of reflects the changing consumer preference along with their disposable income, right?
Yeah.
Thankfully, India is moving and the India's economy is moving the right path, which means, a lot of people not only care about healthy food, for example, but can also sort of are willing to pay a premium for that. Amitek, as per our reports, I mean, almost in lines with what you said, right? These are the top categories that India plans to buy this festive season. Clothing, of course, is right at the very top, like I said. Home improvement, mobile phones is again a big one. Two-wheelers has finally picked up. We all know post COVID, two-wheelers sales were impacted, but I think it's coming back now. And like you said, Amitek, high value categories, right? Like jewelry. And we all know how jewelry in India is connected with sort of our festivities. So that naturally comes, as part of our survey as well. Okay, moving on. Amitek, the next thing I wanted to ask you is, if I am a marketeer today, and I know a lot of marketers have joined us today, or many business owners, right? How does one navigate this festive purchasing landscape? Like, okay, it's good, people are buying these stuff or they have intention to buy, but will they buy my product? How do I reach them? You know, is digital important? What are your views on that?
Actually, yes, I think digital is becoming more important, and I think with time, digital will be having the major share, I believe. One thing as a marketer of any brand, what the things that they should keep in mind is that in the festivals, in the festive time, be it the quality, features, or whatever it is, okay, the dominant factor that is going to play the role in order to get the customers is going to be the discounts. And discounts and offers are going to be dominant one. And along with that, a couple of other things that you should also keep in mind are like how if any customer is visiting your website, or let's say if he or she is visiting your offline store, okay, how smooth is your service? Okay, how smoothly you are greeting them? Okay, that becomes very important. That also becomes one of the important factor to decide whether I should buy it or not. After sale service is another important one. And next is people have started to give value to the brands. Okay, they are now moving away from buying the local brands products, and now they're preferring the branded products because they also feel valued and all those things. So this becomes important. And another thing is they should clearly like mention the features, their specifications, their USPs, why they are the differentiators in the market against the competitors. Okay, and keeping the competitive price becomes very important, and not just on one domain, that is maybe website or something, but all across, be it the website, your app, your offline store, your marketplace. Okay, we have seen a lot of disconnects and a lot of drops in the sales when there is a changing prices when user go to the marketplace versus they come to the website. Okay, so it's very important that they keep the pricing same all across. Okay, so this is another factor that is going to play the role.
Got it. Got it. Very interesting, Amatek. And I know, we are a price conscious market. and hence, discounting sort of works. Also, what businesses I realize is that even with discounts, because of the volume sales you get, net you make money. At the end of the day, business got to make
Absolutely,
margin,
you will grow.
right?
In absolute terms,
Yeah,
you will grow.
yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly, you were bang on. Our report suggests that almost 60% of decisions are made basis the discounts and the offers. Brand over time has become also important. Gone are those days when people would buy things only for utility. Today, the aesthetics of it, the look and feel of it, or the taste of it, and essentially basically the brand of it matters. Features and specifications, especially I think for the electronics category, are important. And a big one which we have seen actually is recommendations from your known tools. It is, as we call it, called social curation, right? That even if uh, I like a product, can I quickly do a sense check with my friends or family members or acquaintances or my loved one? And all this is driven by social media, right? Because I would have been exposed to a particular product on a social media, and then I would have probably liked it. And then on my social media, I would have checked, have people I know like this product, etc., etc. So this recommendation, this whole social graph that I think ShareChat and Moj enable is a very, very strong one.
On top of it, sorry, Gaurav,
Yeah, go ahead.
on top of it, just one thing that is a add extension to recommendation is the reviews part. That is also becoming very important actually.
Yeah.
So getting
Yeah.
reviews from the customers and getting it updated across your platforms is very important. One thing that I've also seen couple of brands doing very wrong is that they are writing that it is 4.5 rating, but they are writing it as a fake one. So all their products in some of the websites I can see 100 products having 4.5 rating, 4.5 rating, 4.5 rating. Okay.
Yeah.
So you should be
I
very
agree.
genuine and very true. Like you should write the actual ratings of these products, and better you focus on the quality, not just the reviews. So
I
that's
agree. I couldn't agree more, Amitek, because today's consumer is smart, right? And internet and social media have taken away all the walls that once existed between a brand and a consumer. If I like the product, I will not only review it 5 star, but I will also write a positive comment. If I don't like it, I will do it the same way. So no point in, I think authentic business is the most powerful business in today's world. Amitik, what we also found in our research is that one is your own purchase for your own self-consumption, but Indians also love to gift during festive, right? And again, clothing, mobile phone, and jewelry come out as the three top categories of things that people end up purchasing for not their own consumption, but for gifting purposes, which broadly again aligns with the earlier slide that we spoke about. Okay,
it.
thanks, Amitai. Moving on. Amitai, given your experience in this industry for 11 years, and you said you've worked with 300 plus clients across verticals, I'm sure. What is your advice to marketeers to capitalize on this festive season to get in more money, to get in more business, to improve their brand? What do you think?
I think I would like to start with one statement, and then I'll share my couple of advice. Follow the trend of what your competitors or what your aspirational competitors are doing. Don't do anything very new or very unique in the festival time. It can be both riskier. It can work for you, but it can be equally riskier for you. Okay, so for example, I think you should follow the trend. Let's say in the marketing side, and if specifically digital side, if I think mostly people are spending on, let's say, Meta, Google, like it's a YouTube, and if you talk about the short videos, people are spending a lot on ShareChat as well. Okay, I think you should keep the mix of the spend similar to what they are doing. You should experiment if you would like to experiment something, experiment with some small budgets, but don't do a lot of changes in the strategies of the media spend mix. Okay, follow this trend. This is going to work for you. Second is that in the last, I think 2 years or 3 years, we have seen the WhatsApp as a funnel growing really big. Okay, and it is delivering better conversion rates than the websites and the apps as well. Okay, we have ourselves also witnessed in our clients actually, where we have seen more like 30 to 40% better conversion rates compared to the other funnels. Okay, and because of the availability of catalog optimization, the proper signals optimizations, and also the payment option available on WhatsApp. Actually, you can actually curate a very beautiful strategy, and the chatbot, you can train your chatbot, okay, and you can spend quite big on WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is going to play a critical role for you this year. Okay, I think if you're not doing, you should do it. Then, like I think we discussed earlier, discounts, offers, mix, product specifications, these things are going to be important for you. You should communicate properly to the audience. You should not be, your communication should not be confusing. Okay, it should be very clear with what you're selling to them. Okay. Then I think after sales service, like I mentioned earlier, is going to become important. Then the regional creatives, or I will say end-to-end vernacular, especially focused for tier 2 and tier 3 cities, are going to play an important role. You should not do the half-baked service, like your creative is saying in regional language while your website is saying in English or Hindi. Okay. Try to be as much as possible in terms of communication. Then I think a couple of metrics, I think as a marketer and especially the e-commerce brand, that should they should actually monitor these festivals is like, I think one is the LTV by CAC, that is lifetime value by the customer acquisition cost ratio. This is very important metric for you. Another metric is the new versus repeat. I think it should not be the case that you are only tapping the repeat customers. You're not bringing any new customers this festival. So you should always keep a watch on the new versus repeat. Then proper offer analytics should play for you for the net ROAS actually. You should also, like, for example, if you have 10 offers planned, you should know that which of the offer is actually giving is going to give you the net ROAS positive or better ROAS actually. So accordingly, you're prepared for better offers for the next time. Okay. Then also customers coming with offer versus customers coming without offer, how their LTV is changing. So these are some of the advanced metrics along with the regular metric that you keep on check. So these metrics, I think you can keep in mind.
Awesome.
What?
Awesome. Very sharp insights, Amitek. I think the two things that I'm clearly taking away is one, tier 2 and tier 3 approach. A firm belief that your consumers are no longer in tier 1. In fact, the growth in tier 2 is just fantastic across categories. How are you approaching them in vernacular, regional? Is your ad creative in Kannada, in Telugu, in Bhojpuri, in Rajasthan, Hindi, Bengali? And the second thing I took away is how WhatsApp is important, right? We are by far WhatsApp's biggest country globally. Interesting thing I can tell you folks and Amitek is that there are millions of shares that happen from ShareChat to WhatsApp on a daily basis. Now, what you can do today is that you can ask us to monetize those WhatsApp shares, which means if you are, let's say, a tea company, we now have the ability to ensure that all good morning shares, for example, from ShareChat to WhatsApp have a tea brand banner at the bottom of every such share. And imagine running such a advertising campaign for 15 days, 20 days, 30 days during festive. This actually becomes the only way in the world to advertise on WhatsApp. And I couldn't agree more. WhatsApp is very powerful in India, and ShareChat just enables you to monetize that. Key highlights again from our report remains clothing, home improvement, mobile phones. India loves brands now, like we were saying. A lot of them, more than a quarter of them, will consider brands as a key factor. And that is why upper funnel marketing, building your audience, not only jumping directly into performance campaigns, but doing upper funnel branding, middle funnel consideration, advertising spends are equally important because they eventually impact bottom funnel. I think a lot of mistakes that early digital marketers do is getting straight into lower funnel without building the brand. Now that will eventually lead to increase in your customer acquisition costs, etc., etc. Okay. Moving on in interest of time. Okay, this is some of the highlights, right? We believe that about a quarter of all people will actually spend over 20,000 rupees this festive, which by the way is big number, right? The average selling price for a fashion e-commerce site in India is probably sub 1,000. So if you're talking about 20,000 of spend over a festive period of 40 to 50 days, this is a lot of money to be made for the marketeers. A lot of them, like we said, will look for discounts. And about 2/3 of them will use savings for these festive purchases, right? A lot of India out there actually saves to spend during this festive. And what it means for marketeers who have joined today is that today's India, today's Bharat actually cares about better things. They are absolutely okay to upgrade their life, their lifestyle, their mobile phones, their home appliances, etc., etc. So strengthen your brand. Do those upper funnel marketing campaigns. Ensure that your product is good. You get the reviews. You get authentic reviews, like Amitek said. The second point is there is no shying about it. India is looking for discounts, and internet and social media has made it only easier for people to hunt for bargains, which means it becomes a crucial component of your strategy. And lastly, like the previous slide said, making your brand is a crucial factor. So do go ahead and spend that money on building your brand, and do not directly jump or take the easy way of a performance marketing campaign. Cannot stress, Amitek, your point about language first content. It is just not the internet of 2010 when people consume content in English and Hindi. Actually, at ShareChat, we are very proud to say that English is not even one of the language options, because there are millions and millions of Indians who are actually most comfortable consuming content in their own language, and the marketeers should take note of that, right? If your communication to your prospective audience is in that language, the chances of conversion are just way higher. I think this is probably the last one. What do you think should be the planning checklist? I know we have spoken about a lot of things, but if you were to sort of summarize here for the folks who are attending this, what is sort of a checklist that you would share with them?
I think I'll categorize it. One is the media mix, like the media spends mix, actually, like I mentioned earlier. Follow the trend. Don't do too much of experiments, because you will not have time to revert it back and again jump to the new experiments. So spend significantly on Meta, Google. And like you mentioned, Gaurav, which is very important point, like there should be a bucketing of the audience, like TUF, MOF, VUF. Okay. So strategize it properly based on the audience size in the different buckets you have. Okay. And you can have the personalized communications for them. So first is a media mix. When I talk about it is going to be Meta, YouTube, Google searches, and it depends. Google search can be depending on whether how's your trend or search trend is coming there, because there's a shopping option in PMAX as well. And as a new thing, you should try actually WhatsApp as a new funnel, which is a part of Meta only, but this funnel is a new funnel that you should experiment. Okay. Then the second part is the combination of branding and performance. We in our company call it as a performance branding, actually. Okay. So branding and performing should run in parallel and not in silos. Okay. So it's very important to pick the branding channels as well as performance channels and try to connect them and identify the right metrics to monitor them and scale smartly. Okay, so this is in terms of like how you do the combination of branding and performance. Third category of checklist is that how you are communicating with your consumers. Like for example, you are ensuring that there's a proper discounts, there's a proper offers being there. There's no mismatch of the prices. Okay. The third is smooth delivery and service, and return policies are very clearly written. Okay. I think the last one I would like to say is that because with the emergence of the marketplaces, okay, it is important that you should give value to the marketplace, and there's importance of the marketplace along with the websites and apps as well. So do run spends on the marketplaces. So I think these are a couple of things I think one should follow.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, very insightful, Amatik. I mean, more or less, what you said, we've just put this in sort of a slide form, right? So creating a festive campaign, of course, focusing on the product quality, showcasing the offers, unless you reach out, and that's why I think advertising becomes important. Thirdly, it is also in today's age about the right targeting. And that's why I think digital and social media becomes very, very strong, right? Social media platforms of today have a lot of information about what do people like, not like, what is the sort of content you consume. In fact, when folks here download our festive report, they will notice we share actually a lot of insights on these are the group of people who are planning to buy a two-wheeler in the next 2 months. So that is the level of insights we have, right? And that's why targeting becomes important, because it just increases your ROI. Having the right platform, of course, no-brainer. All eyes and ears of today's youth are on their mobile phones, right? And thus having a mobile-first approach and not a mobile-also approach, I think is what is strongly suggested. Remember, mobile-first, your users are there, so do build for them. Language-first strategy. Today's audience, your buyers are no longer the English-speaking audience of Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad only, but they're also people sitting and consuming content in vernacular language in tier 2 and tier 3 India. Lastly, influencer ecosystem has become very big. The youth of today is very comfortable communicating with a brand when it is very organic, when it is not pushed through like a traditional television ad is or was 20 years back, right? And hence do include an influencer strategy when you are trying to reach out to your consumers. And importantly, measuring the campaign impact is important. So of course, what is the visibility? What is the reach? Were you able to, reach to the right audience at the right cost? So both effectiveness and the efficacy of the campaign. Do check out for the engagement metrics. And I'm sure a lot of you already know these terms, click-through rate, view-through rates, what was the virality, quote unquote, how many shares, likes, comments, and then importantly, the performance, right? This is very mathematical sort of a metric saying if you put in 10 lakh rupees or a lakh rupees today, how much sales were you able to get, or how many website visits were you able to get, etc., etc. So this is sort of the quick checklist or the cheat sheet that folks can use to utilize the most of festive. This is our email ID, folks. And we'll, of course, have a Q&A now, so you should feel free to ask your questions. If not already on the chat box, we will answer them. But you can also send your queries to self-serve@sharechat.co. And someone from our team who is expert in answering this will get back to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Amitek. Thank you, Gaurav. I think this was an extremely informative session. And the spotlight you all have put on the festive season categories and the checklist and the kind of information you all have shared has been very, very, I don't know. I mean, I'm actually short of words right now because I feel there was a lot of information, but very useful information. And I'm sure our audience is really going to benefit from this. So thanks once again. We'll move on to our Q&A session. We have a very interesting question, I think, because we covered a lot about WhatsApp and how, its effectiveness this season. Can we have an example of how the share to WhatsApp feature for advertising would work in case we have a mock image or a flow created? That'd be really helpful.
Sure, Vasu, and that's a lovely question. I'll take that up. So Vasu, I'll explain it to you. And what we can do is we do not have a demo right now, but of course, this is now a product which is out of beta. So if you can send us your email address, our team will reach out to you and actually give you a demo. But for everyone, here is how it works, right? The organic behavior of users on ShareChat is that they wake up in the morning, they open ShareChat app, and they start consuming their content, right? And let's say they find some content interesting, they do a one-click share, and that content is shared on WhatsApp. So this is the organic behavior I'm talking about. Now, what you can do is if you run a WhatsApp share campaign with us, branded share campaign, all such shares that are happening from ShareChat to WhatsApp will have a banner or a video ad before or after the actual content. So imagine a good morning message which is being shared by a user of ShareChat to his friends group. That good morning message could have either a banner ad or a video ad pre or post the content. So your ad becomes shareable on WhatsApp. And like I said, this is the only way globally you can advertise on WhatsApp, literally. But if you share your email address, we will actually schedule a demo session for you.
Thanks, Vasu. That was a great question. And we have another question from Sabrina. Is there any advice on doing paid ads during festivity period, especially Diwali? What would be the best way ahead?
Sabrina, the answer is a bold 32 font yes. So if you recall, what we have been speaking about for the past 45 minutes is that India's consumption story is growing. During festive, it gets amplified. And hence, it is the best time for any business to get a pie of that consumption. So India's consumption story amplified during festive, and the best time for businesses to get a pie of that spend, right? So this is what it is. And now the challenge is, how do you reach out to those consumers? Could television be a way? Could hoardings be a way? Could newspaper be a way? Could digital be a way? My challenge to you is that digital will give you the best ROI. It will give you the best measurement. It will give you the best targeting. And it will give you all flexibility of a budget without having to go through expensive production budgets. Today, you can start advertising on WhatsApp on ShareChat for as low as 50,000 rupees. And once you start doing that, you see the scale and performance, you can top it up and you can increase your spends. So yes, do reach out to your consumers immediately starting today, because we are bang on in the middle of festival.
Pratik, would you have anything to share?
I think Gaurav has covered that. Maybe the digital side, I can say that although the spend mix changes on the basis of the category, okay, so it's little generic question, but if you know your category, my advice is that you should see what your competitors are also doing. Like I mentioned, don't change the trend, follow the trend, don't do too much of experiment because you're already in the middle of the festival. But yes, these are like some of the important channels that you can cover from the performance point of view. What I understand is the meta ads, the Google Performance Max campaigns. Okay, so you can properly divide it between top, middle, and bottom funnel according to try. These short video ads are going to play a very critical role, like Gaurav mentioned. That is, ShareChat, Reel ads are going to be the critical ones in these. Digital is going to be definitely the first preference for everyone. So should not miss.
And we have a very similar question that was, I mean, I think you all have already addressed it, but how do I stand out from competition during this festive season in order to get best ROIs? So anything, you can do differently from what your competition is doing? Any last words of advice?
Yes, Vasu, I think you called it right. It's sort of a thing that we hear from different brands, like that is ShareChat only for tier 2 and tier 3? Or the second leg to that question is it non-luxury? Like you said, right? Is it non-premium? Now, the first point, leave aside my platform. The first thing I would address is tier 2 and tier 3 does not mean non-luxury audience. I think that is one thing that we as marketeers have to understand. Gone are those days when a tier 2 city will not spend or will not have the disposable income. If you look at earnings of any listed company in India, or in fact, some of these newly listed tech companies, let's say a Nykaa. If you look at the earnings of Nykaa, they will tell you their most growth is actually coming from tier 2 and tier 3. If you look at car sales, they will tell you that tier 2 has actually done record year on year. Jewelry sales, look at Titan, look at Malabar Gold. All these categories are actually seeing growth from tier 2 and tier 3. So firstly, tier 2 and tier 3 does not translate into non-premium. Second, ShareChat and Moj are two separate apps. If you recall the presentation, if you combine both these audiences, you are looking at tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and across age demographics. So it is a misnomer, and probably we need to do a better job to tell our own story. But the numbers don't lie, right? Today we have 350 million people coming to the platform on a monthly basis. There aren't that many people in tier 2 and tier 3 alone, right? We of course have the tier 1 audience also. In fact, what we additionally also have is something that we call as in-market audience. Now, what is an in-market audience? Our AI engines tell us that basis the kind of content I am consuming, basis my activity, there is a certain probability that I will end up purchasing a certain product. And you as a marketeer could target that cohort of audience. So today, if I'm a jewelry brand in South of India, I could come to ShareChat and Moj and select audience who are most likely to make a jewelry purchase in the next 2 months. Now that's powerful. That's not television. That's not spray and pray. That's real authentic information basis the AI engine. There's no manual work there. And hence our platform gives you ability to walk through all the sections of the India society.
I think in the home painting services also we have seen that we have witnessed the larger AOV, larger tickets from the tier 2, tier 3 cities. It's not Delhi NCR or it's not Bangalore, Hyderabad. It's Kerala actually. So we have seen actually. So that also says that the purchasing power is there.
Great. Thanks, Gaurav. Thanks, Amitek. I think we've come to the end of the Q&A session. And we're soon going to dive into the ShareChat and Moj quiz, which we brought back after many months because everything is festive and we wanted to everyone to have a good time at the end of the session. So I'm quickly going to share my screen with a QR code where you need to register. It's a quiz which starts and you have to look at your screen. If you're attending this session on your phone, you need to look at your device. The questions will appear on your device. Choose the correct question from the multiple options that you have. There'll also be a true and false Q&A question. So please keep your eyes open and full attention on the quiz so that you win some very exciting prizes. The person who answers fastest, so pretty much like your fastest finger first in KBC, will and has the right answers, obviously, would stand a chance to win these prizes. So there'll be a leadership board after every question. You'll be able to see who is at the top. So all the best. And I'm going to share my screen with the quiz right now. Okay, guys. So I'm going to take you all through the ShareChat quiz. You can share scan the QR code. Okay, we have 8 people who've joined so far, almost 40 of you all who can still join. So you can scan the QR code. We also have the website link, which is in the chat box. So in case you'd like to click on the link and join the quiz, that's another option. We have 13 people who've joined. We give it another minute or two, and hopefully we can have a very exciting quiz session. Okay, we give it another minute. Hope all of you all can see the screen and are scanning the QR code or clicking on the link to enter the quiz. We'll start any minute. Okay, so we have Sahil, Vikas, Neil, Vasu, Sabrina, who joined so far. Let's wait for another few names and we can start the quiz. This is actually exciting. You can see your names on the screen as well for whoever has logged in. Okay, let's begin. I think we have a decent participation and I think I will click on the start button. Do we have any more quiz takers? Last minute quiz takers. Yes, I see some more. Let's do that. We have two more people who've joined. Okay, and I'm going to start the quiz. So the first question, please look at your device. 59% of Indians will prioritize discounts and offers this festive season. Is it true or false? You have 10 seconds to answer. 3, 2, 1, and let's see who's... Wow, we have 13 correct answers. That's a very good number actually. And let's see who's the fastest answer giver, if I may call it. Great. So we have Sudhir Parmar, who is on number 1, followed by Navneesh and Sanjana with 95 points, 94 points, and 90 points respectively. That's great. I'm kind of excited. Let's go to the next question. In which category India will make the most purchases this festive season? So we have 4 categories: jewelry, mobile phones, clothes, and two-wheelers. Okay, we have another 5 seconds to go. And let's see who's given the maximum number of correct answers. Okay, so clothing is the correct answer, guys. And we have 8 people who've actually clicked on the correct answer. Let's have a look at the leadership board. Okay, we have Sudhir in the lead. And we have Sanjana, who's taken second place, followed by Janvi. So we have Navneesh, who's been pushed down. And let's move to the next question. Question 3 of 5, we have 28% of Indian consumers will consider brands as an important factor in buying products. Okay, true or false? Last 5 seconds. Let's see. Amazing. Almost everyone has given the right answer. Sudhir in the lead, followed by Sanjana. So Sudhir and Sanjana top 2, been consistent. Followed by DS with 263 points. That's great. Sudhir, you see the leadership board. I mean, they're congratulating you themselves. Let's move on to the next question. This is the 4th question. So we've got the second last question. What percentage of Indian two-wheeler buyers will consider buying EVs this festive season? Electric vehicles. Let's see what the answer is. 4%, 14%, 24%, or 34%. Okay, almost 50% of you all have got this correct. Let's see if Sudhir is still at the top of the list. Oh, Sanjana has taken over. So we have Sanjana on number 1, Janvi number 2, and Sudhir on number 3. Okay, good luck, you guys. We've got the last question of the quiz. And fingers crossed. ShareChat and Moj have -million monthly active users. Let's see how many of you guys were very attentive during the introduction of the masterclass session. So we have 50% of y'all who have given a correct answer, close to 50%, which is 325 million plus is the correct answer. And let's see who is on top. Oh my God, we have Sudhir Parmar, who is back on the number 1 spot. Sanjana on number 2, and Janvi on number 3. So the first top 3, Sudhir, Janvi, and Sanjana, congratulations. And please share your email IDs, on the chat box. We'd love to interact with you. We'd need to send you your gifts. So we need your contact coordinates for the same. Congratulations, you guys. It was really a fun time. And we also have a feedback form that is going to be put in your chat box any minute. So happy to hear back from you all. And Gaurav, Amitik, would you all have any last words?
I think just last word is that keep happy, all the best during this festive time, and not just to the marketers but to the consumers as well. And stay safe and stay healthy. But I think that should be the last one.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's a great conclusion to a festive masterclass where we're wishing everyone, and we hope you all have a great festive season, whether it's work, whether it's personal, and yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Gaurav?
And thank you, Mitek, for taking out time and taking us through the insights. For all the folks who joined today, wish you a very happy festive. Spend time with your family, friends, loved ones. Do make the best of it. Do reach out to us in case you need any help, advice, anything regarding marketing, advertising, etc. We'll be more than happy to help. Anushka, thank you for doing this. And happy festive everyone once again.
Awesome. Thank you, Amitek, for taking out your
Thank you.
time and
Thank you,
being a
Gaurav.
part of this.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.